Ho, ho,
Ho, ho, ho.
ho, 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 shifters.
Here we
Who's
are.
been naughty?
Couple of
And who's been nice?
ho-hos.
Look at all the hoes out there.
Yeah. It's that season. It's that season.
Tis the season.
Actually, that's what my Christmas mug says. 'Tis the season.
Oh, all cheers to that.
Whoa. Nice holiday drink there, Cari.
I know.
I needed something hot. I was going to come with my
Hot.
3-4 fingers of whiskey and on rocks, but I was like, this is cold. That would be way too cold. So I instead chose to put it in hot chocolate. Some good old Bushmills Irish whiskey, and that'll take the chill off.
You know, it's really good. Coffee and Baileys.
Yeah, it is.
Eggnog and rum.
Yep.
What are
That's
some
a
other
classic
seasonal drinks?
holiday drink.
Holiday drinks.
Punch.
Punch.
Did you have any traditional bevies for Christmas or Christmas parties?
Just the ones I just said. Rum and Coke. Eggnog and rum.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I need a little rum and Coke.
I've actually put, in a pinch, I've used amaretto.
Yes. Amaretto and coffee is so good too. And Kahlua or Baileys.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know Baileys makes like different types of flavoring for coffees? It's amazing and it's so good. And I'm like, give me all of it. Give it to me, baby.
What was on your Santa wish list this year, Cari?
Santa baby, hurry down.
Oh, that's so good.
I didn't make a wish list because my gift to me is spending time with my family. You know, immediate family for dinner, holidays, all that kind of stuff. I love that. And this show is also a wonderful gift because I love doing my shows. To me, it's just so much fun in itself. I just love it. And then when we can do fun things like this, like it's so corny, but I just love it. It's so fun.
It is. You just get to let it all hang out.
Well, not all of it, but
mostly. Just like at Christmas parties. So there's like the morning after Christmas parties. So especially say office parties. Apparently that's known as a day of regrets, or did you hear me say this or that, or did you see me do this or that?
Until it's posted.
Yep. And then it's public.
Right?
Then you show up in January for your performance review and it might come up.
Well, your booty slap is a 2 out of 10. So there's that.
Yeah, some things are inappropriate.
Right. Actually was on Instagram and there was something about an office party, and then they said when your employer says go ahead and be yourself during the holidays or during the party, and there's this guy like he's doing the worm and then he flips over and then he's like twerking, and then a girl comes in and she's like smacking his butt, whatever, and I'm just laughing and going, yep, there you go, Christmas parties. Well, that's it. So how do we decide how to behave at a Christmas party? What is appropriate? What's not appropriate at a Christmas party? How do we know?
Would you do it sober?
Pardon?
Would you do it sober?
Would you do it sober? You know,
no, I don't mean the party. Would you do the party sober? Like, I'm not telling you have to go to a dry party or not have any fun, but I think that's the filter you can run it through is, would I do this sober, or am I just have a little false bravado here that's laced with whiskey?
True.
Or eggnog and rum or whatever your bevy of choice. So,
and then decide if you actually want to go.
Exactly.
First and foremost, because if you don't really want to go and spend time with these people that are in your office and it's just a miserable night, then don't even go.
Well, then not everybody finds Christmas a happy time of year. It can be really stressful. And the pressure you're talking about, Cari, people feel a lot of pressure sometimes to show up, and you got to find the right outfit, and you should bring a date. And what if there's a gift exchange? Is it a potluck? What if you don't really want to go, but then you go and you drink too much and you stay too late or you say the wrong thing. Like there's so many reasons why people might find it, yeah, really a tricky spot to be in, a tricky choice to make, and they're not interested in all that.
Let's circle back. What is on your Christmas list?
I didn't make one either, because we're actually going to be away. We're going to a hot climate for Christmas. Yeah. That is, to me, like, experiences are still the best, and the memories, and getting away from winter for a while, and where it's sunny. Put anything on my list. I always just, Kyle is the best, like, gift shopper for especially things like, say, books. He knows, he'll just pick up a book and, well, he picks up several, but he'll find one that
here's all the books.
So good. Yeah, here's all the books. And that's fun, because it's been it's always interesting what he finds, and I love them. So that's the one idea I gave him this year. But he's been like super good at being Santa in the past when I've mentioned something, like even some tricky things where I've said, I'd love a singing bowl, those bronze singing bowls that you can, they're made out of gems and crystals and stuff like that too, I guess. But I wanted a brass one, I think it's made of. And I hadn't found one I liked the tone of. So I said something I want, but I think I have to pick it out because I want the tone to feel right.
Yeah.
And he gave me one and it was right.
Wow.
Like it just gives me goosebumps and all the feels, and if one of the girls or one of the kids pick it up and play it, I get that same sensation of, whoa, like that is the right one. So never be afraid to even ask for something that you think you have to pick out yourself. There was a similar thing. I really wanted a drum, like just like a handheld drum.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him one time, I'd like one of those, but I understand that there's places you can go to make your own. So
drums?
Sorry, that's an idea, but yes. And guess what? He gave me a gift certificate to go, and it was during COVID. So this shaman that was out north of Cochrane, she couldn't hold a full class. It had to be one-on-one. So I got a one-on-one. I handmade a drum. Her husband made the wooden frames. I picked the piece of deer hide. I picked the wooden, like the drum stick. I built it. I laced it. I soaked the leather. I stretched it. I built it. And then between every step, you'd go out into, like, she was out in the country, and you'd spend some time just in nature doing little, meditations or whatever it might be at each step. And it had a lot of significance to make my own. But he figured out where I could do that. So that's just an example of sometimes throw something out there that you're thinking you might like, and let someone surprise you with how creative they can be in getting that for you.
Very cool experience. That is so thoughtful, even though like he just was probably like, oh, she might enjoy this, let's hope. And then it turned into one of your best experiences ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it was over 2 days. And the lady actually had an older horse in her corral that was attached to the building we were working in. And it was unique. It was a dun, like a buckskin colored horse, but it had those zebras. It had like the dorsal stripe, the black stripe down its back, and some of those kind of zebra stripes on its legs. So that's a throwback gene. And I was fascinated with that because that was something I remember my grandpa talking about and being also fascinated with. And so she said, and he would come up to me and just, which she said wasn't usual, and he'd put his head over my shoulder, and we'd just be cheek to cheek sometimes, and I would just be standing there. And you could put a little talisman or something in the drum stick. So wrapped in there, I brought like little pieces of amber rock and some other, meaningful, some tiger eye. Those had meaning for me. And I said, do you think I could put is there something like a little bit of hair from his tail or something? She goes, go ask him. And so I was like, oh, okay.
Excuse me,
So
Mr.
yeah, I
Ward,
just spent some
can
time
I
there,
have it?
and she's like, yeah, I think that's your answer. So put a little bit of that hair in that drum thing as well for that kind of energy. Yeah,
Interesting.
quite fascinating. I would highly
Wow.
recommend.
Interesting. That's a cool experience. I love gifts like that are the experiences and you can go and do the things, which is really fun. So yeah, I again, same thing. Not be I would rather be gifting and have a gift experiences. And then if somebody was thoughtful like that and went, hey, I know you like this or that, and you can go to an experience and build something or do that, that would be super cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
And
fun.
my mom is watching, so mom.
Hint, hint, yes.
No, we're doing something different for Christmas
Okay.
anyways. It's too late now, but next year. Next year.
And there was
Next
another
year,
thing
we'll take the whole family and we'll go and build drums.
yeah, it would be cool as a group. Another thing that I'd asked for, and again, it was from Kyle, but it was
Yeah.
like a wall dream catcher type of thing, and there was a lady locally that made them. And I didn't realize, so I gave him that contact information. I said something like what she made. So he contacted her, and she actually asked him for, is there any relevant, stones or relevant like meaning? What would you like included? So he sent her pictures of some of my kind of rock and gem collections that I have sitting in different spots on my desk and dresser. And then she took inspiration from that and incorporated those stones into this dream catcher.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's, for me, that has more meaning than just, grabbing something. Like, it's a gift is a gift and it's given with love and
Oh yeah.
thought. But when you actually put some intention behind it and it's personalized or customized, or the experience is, then I think that's really cool. And that can be the same for parties. So
Yeah.
sometimes
Going back to parties.
we avoid the Christmas party because it's either so boring or it's too loud or too boisterous, or there's certain people there. But I
Yeah.
think showing up as a guest and not expecting the host to entertain and figure out everybody's preferences. But if you have special dietary concerns or you have a game that you enjoy, bring it and contribute instead of pouting and being upset that you weren't thought of or how to entertain you or whatever. So I think if we show up with that, like shift our mindset on that, and show up expecting to have a good time, to contribute to people having a good time. Or maybe of something that you've come across that you think, oh, I bet you all the teenagers would get a kick out of this game. And I know they're kind of bored sometimes at the adult parties. So that might be a thought. Or even office parties, you can get creative and think, how could I contribute? And just showing up and just bearing it, like just enduring.
Yeah. Shifting it to more fun and being like, oh yeah, I get to actually be a guest. Sometimes it's more fun to be a guest because then you're not the one having to put it all together.
Yes.
And going, oh, I have to buy this and I have to do this and make sure everyone's seated where they're supposed to be sitting. And I have to think of, making sure it runs the certain way and making sure, so there's so many things when you're running a party and doing a party than being a guest. A guest, you can actually go and enjoy yourself. And then if you don't like an activity, you can just sit out. It doesn't matter. You can go into something else, go into the next one or whatever. And then you can even give your feedback to the person running it and say, hey, this was good. This wasn't as good. Because some people like the constructive criticism at the end of a party going, hey, did you enjoy yourself? Did you have fun? What could we have done better to make it a better experience for, especially if it's an office party? They always want some feedback going, hey, did everyone have fun? Until they post things on the internet. You guys had too much fun. And next year we're not doing the pin the tail on Nancy.
Yeah. I find one of the highest compliments when I'm host is not only do I super appreciate when people offer to help or they'll just pitch in, because a lot of times we're like, oh no, I got this, because you got all of it.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
even
yeah.
on my wall, in my homes, I have a saying that I have up on the wall that says, "Mi casa es su casa," is my Spanish isn't perfect, but it's my house is your house. And that means I've walked in and there's somebody like deep, elbow
What were
deep in the fridge or the pantry, and it's like they
Oh,
just figured out it's a compliment that they feel that comfortable in my home to find what they need instead of having 8 people needing something all at once. It's like, where do you keep this? Where do you keep that? And one party that I hosted,
But is that good?
it is for
Yeah.
me because
Okay.
if I've invited them into my home,
Yeah.
then I want them to feel comfortable there to find what they need and what they're looking for, and I trust them. And that's specific to if you're hosting in
Yeah.
your home. And I had one party where it was an outdoor party, so back and forth in the house and a whole meal and everything, barbecue. And one lady said, and it was a younger lady I worked with, and so we spent a lot of time together. We knew each other well.
Yeah.
And she said, "Where do I find this?" I said, "Look, either find it or leave, because if you're any friend of mine and you're here, you're just going to figure it out and find it, because
Like,
I
I'm
know
too
you're
busy to look.
capable."
Just go look. Yeah.
And it's like, and it would be a compliment to me if I find you, yeah, digging through and finding what you need.
Oh, what's in here? What's this? What's
Yeah.
this? They're making
Fucking luck.
cookies.
Figure it out.
We need more chocolate chip cookies. You're like, the stuff is in the pantry. Help yourself.
Yeah, there's more in the freezer, in the garage.
Just the Pillsbury, like the canister shortbread cookies.
Or you come in and somebody's baking more cookies. I just thought I'd whip up a batch.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe some do's and don'ts of a Christmas party. There's a do and a don't right there. I think you should, if you're hosting the party, you should probably have some boundaries set and a little bit of rules if it's in your house. Because like you said, some people like yourself, you're comfortable with anyone going through your stuff. Well, I mean, kitchen.
But within reason, yeah.
You're like, if the door's closed, that's like out of bounds.
If
right?
Frank is in wearing my laundry in the closet, that's a stretch.
You're like, if you're going to do the laundry.
No, lingerie.
Oh, lingerie.
Yes. No.
Frank. Can I be asking Frank, like,
let's be frank.
Maybe we need to have a discussion if there's something else you're into.
Or just say, hey, I've outgrown that. If it fits you, have at her.
Girlfriend, maybe she will enjoy that. Who knows? He's just regifting your stuff. Like, help yourself. Okay, what do you think is a big no-no at any party?
Insulting people, coming in and being rude, and whether you're drunk or not, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
You've been included. People want you there. And, that's just common courtesy, I think. It doesn't matter where you are. But, even if there's something you taste and you don't like it, don't make a big deal of it. Just don't eat it. Discreetly find a way to either share it or pawn it off or toss it in the trash. But that would be an example. Try not to be ignorant. Be a good human. So I don't know. What do you think, Cari? What would be some? That includes being stupid drunk or.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with just being a horrible guest, going in and being ungrateful for everything. Be like, oh, because first of all, that person thought of you. Yeah. Like I'm inviting you, especially if it's like an exclusive party. I think like that is beyond incredible to be invited exclusively to one of those parties where, say it's a dinner party and there's only 10 spots and you're of them. So, and to just go and show up and be like, 1, late, 2, dressed inappropriately, figure out what, the host or hostess, like, okay, if it's an ugly sweater party, kind of join in, have fun with it. Or if they're like, no, it's more elegant, it's black tie, figure out kind of the rules on that, what they want you to, just don't come dressed like a slob unless it's like slob party. People have Grunge party, whatever, go with the theme of it. And then of course, just don't be ignorant. Like, just don't be rude to other guests. Don't excessively drink. Don't take advantage of other people while you're there. And, some people will try, and I've gone to a lot of networking events and stuff. And it's like, sometimes people just kind of push their business onto other people. And it's like, this isn't the time or place to do that. Is on that end too. Cause I want to go and enjoy myself and not have people shove their business in my face. And I'll be like,
any kind of business cards.
It's like,
just keep that to yourself, business.
Right. Don't overshare shit.
Yeah.
I don't need to know. Right. But especially the business stuff, because oftentimes they're like, oh, okay, you're radio and I wouldn't give you, my information. We could do that. And I'll be like, okay, great to know you. I'll connect with you somewhere else and then we'll talk later, instead of, because I want to go and I want to enjoy myself and talk to other people. I don't want to just be one-on-one with one person for the whole thing. Like, it takes away from my time, my experience with the others that have invited me to that networking thing or that event or dinner or whatever. So yeah. What else? I think if, bring an item of food, like if someone asks you to bring something, either ask them what to bring or bring something that like everyone can have. So don't just bring like a bag of peanuts, because some people are allergic to peanuts, right? Bring something tasteful, thoughtful, even
or
wine or
wine,
some
chocolates.
hostess.
They're always a hit.
Always a hit. So be mindful of the gifts that you do bring to your host or hostess, and just kind of check up on the rules and go, okay, what's good, what's that? And don't pick fights with other people. They're like, excessive drinking, and then sometimes guys being guys, and they get drunk and then they start fights, or like the useless things. It's like, we're not here for that too. Girls can be catty and girls can be like
that too. Honestly, it comes down to, I think what you mentioned earlier, Cari, is if you don't want to go, don't go, because you're probably not going to show up as your best self if you go to something that you really don't want to go to. You may be surprised. You may show up and have a good time and go, oh, okay, it wasn't so bad once I just got myself out of the house, got myself there, and
got dressed,
like showed up, and okay, this is more fun than I expected. But I think we tend to not show up as our best self if we didn't want to be there.
Right. I've been in situations like that where I've kind of been on the fence going to something. And I'm like, oh, like it's a bit of effort to not like to get dressed and go, whatever, but it's finding the parking, and it might be around people I don't even know. It's like the imposter syndrome stuff too. And it's like, pushing myself out of that comfort zone of going, okay, maybe I'll just try and go. And because I find if I'm really on the fence, like either I will know yes or no if I want to go to something, but if I'm kind of teeter-tottering on the fence and I'm like, then sometimes I will push myself to go to something. And then usually I end up having a really great time and I meet incredible people and I'm going, oh yeah, that was like so fun. So a Christmas party, maybe it's a work Christmas party and you don't know everybody from work. It might be kind of fun to go to and meet more people from the company, or, and kind of see them outside of the work environment, because they may be like more fun and not as stressed and whatever. And you may be able to have some conversations that you can't in the office. And who knows?
Well, I think for me, and maybe others can relate to this, especially if it's a party in the winter, which in Christmas it would be, I can just get into hibernation mode, and it's a stretch to want to, and I'm not a partier anyway, so it's a stretch to push yourself to go to some of those social functions, but it is a way to see people in a different atmosphere, a different environment, and just give it a chance. If you think you can show up as a fairly decent person. So
right. Not being so grumpy.
Yeah. Don't be a Grinch.
Like, right. That would be cool. A Grinch themed party, and just come and just be as grumpy as you can be. That would be so fun. Okay, Mom, you're probably still watching. Let's do a Grinch party next year. And then that way we can all, dress as the Grinch or wear green. And then everyone could just be crabby and then just bring
and terrible gifts. I saw a funny picture. It was a nice little plastic package and it had 2 batteries and it said gift not included. Yeah. So that would be a good Grinch gift.
Totally. That would be so cute.
Yeah.
Or like wrap up empty boxes. Here you go. I gave you the gift of air.
Imagination. Imagine there's your best possible gift in here.
How to box imagination. My mom, she's like, I'm still watching. I know you're still watching. Mom, take some notes.
I asked ChatGPT for some interesting little things about Christmas. What are maybe some historical tidbits that we could share?
The Rockefeller tree. Rockefeller.
Well, the earliest recorded office Christmas party happened in the late 1800s when factories began hosting end-of-year celebrations. Free food, champagne, machinery still running. What could possibly go wrong?
Well,
back then it would be like, don't fall into the gears, Frank.
Don't try to lingerie on close to the machinery.
The Day of Regret was mentioned. Do you remember what I said last night? No? Perfect. And there was the Great Eggnog Scandal of 1826. Are you aware of that, Cari?
Eggnog Scandal?
Mm-hmm. And it's real.
Sorry.
The West Point Military Academy, a Christmas party, turned into a full-on eggnog riot when cadets smuggled whiskey into a supposedly alcohol-free celebration. There were 90 cadets involved, 90, and 19 of them were court-martialed. 0 eggnog lessons learned, apparently. So what's the worst that could happen? That's not really so terrible. But back in
you gotta learn. We learn from these. Yeah.
The Christmas cracker origin story. The British Christmas cracker was invented in the 1840s by a candy maker trying to boost sales. He added a wrapper, a love note, a bang, and a questionable paper hat. Boom, tradition. So basically, the Victorian era invented the loot bag for adults.
Nice.
Awkward family Christmas fact. In a global survey, 43% of adults admitted they have a pre-planned escape route for at least one family holiday gathering. So here are some popular strategies. Helping in the kitchen. Checking on something in the car.
Oh, I gotta get my
urgent potato peeling. Or I promised my neighbor I'd water her cactus.
Oh.
Christmas party foods with odd histories. Fruitcake used to be a luxury status symbol in medieval Europe. Now it's a paperweight with raisins. Candy canes were supposedly created to keep kids quiet during church. Sugar, famous for calming children.
Absolutely.
Mince pies were originally made with actual meat, not the spicy, sweet filling that we know now. Our vegan friends might have a
vegan pie
on that. The world's largest office Christmas party. Vienna hosts a mega party every year with over 12,000 attendees. It's buffet, open bar. That's huge.
And like how many caterers would that take? And is it potluck or it's catered?
No. Maybe it's food trucks. Who knows? Funny Christmas party laws. In North Carolina, it's technically illegal to sing off-key in public.
Oh, I'm not moving there.
The carolers, there might be some carolers going to jail.
In Britain, imagine you're in your car and you're like just belting out, please pull you over. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
You need to go to jail. I mean,
or people, singing lessons.
That's like your imprisonment, your bond, like to get out of jail, you have to take like lessons.
Yes. In Britain, it was once illegal to eat more than one mince pie on Christmas Day. Yeah. Interesting.
Nothing about turkey, hams?
I didn't ask.
Oh. Get in there and ask. The Rockefeller tree is something that, okay, what about, tree history? I believe there was, just scrap the Rockefeller thing, but that's really cool because they actually fly the tree in every single year. They look for one of the biggest ones in California and bring it in.
Fly it to New York.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Here's turkey tails.
Okay, turkey.
Birds who didn't know they'd become a tradition. Ben Franklin campaigned. He said turkeys were more respectable than eagles. He wanted it to be the national bird of the U.S. We talked about this at Thanksgiving as well.
Right.
The U.S. president pardons a turkey every year, but the first official one wasn't until 1989. Before that, farmers would send turkeys to the White House, and presidents just kind of rolled with it. Sometimes they pardoned them, sometimes they ate them. Why we eat turkey at Christmas, even though it's a Thanksgiving bird, turkeys were cheaper than geese.
Geeses.
Just like
the Canadian geese.
If you have multiple mooses, big enough to feed a whole family and not needed for eggs or milk. Basically, the perfect guest who brings a giant casserole and never asks to stay overnight. The biggest turkey ever recorded, 86 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Ham at Christmas goes back to the Vikings. So that's interesting. Norse winter feasts celebrated Freyr, the god of fertility, with roasted wild boar. There's a secret reason ham became the go-to meat. Before modern refrigeration, pigs were slaughtered late fall, preserved with salt and smoke. So making ham perfectly timed for Christmas.
Nice. My mom was asking, have you heard of the Christmas pickle tradition?
Oh, I think so. Don't you hang it in the tree or something?
And then you have to find it?
Yeah.
But what else goes with that, Mom? Because
interesting.
You hide it in the tree, and then the next person that finds it has to hide it again or something.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Is it did it start as a real pickle? Or is it still supposed to be a real pickle?
My mom's probably typing.
The first indoor Christmas trees were hung upside down. They hung them from the ceiling, triangle side down. I saw that trend a few years ago. People were trying that to symbolize the Holy Trinity. Also, if you had toddlers or goats.
Or cats.
Would be ideal.
Christmas pickle tradition.
The Christmas tree became popular in North America because of one magazine photo. In 1848, a London newspaper published an illustration of Queen Victoria, Prince Albert, and their kids around a Christmas tree. It went viral, Victorian style. Cue every family saying, well, if the royals have a tree, so do we. Tinsel used to be made of actual silver, lovely until it tarnished and turned the tree into something that looked like it belonged in a haunted house because it tarnishes black.
Could you imagine? Ugh. Yes, we're correct about the Christmas pickle tradition.
Okay.
You do find it into the tree.
Okay.
And then whoever finds it gets like a little reward or gift or whatever. So although it was a German origin, it's primarily a German-American custom that became popular in the 19th century. That's pretty cool.
That is interesting. How about Elf on the Shelf? That my kids were...
Yeah,
that wasn't a thing when I had littles, but that is pretty entertaining. I see a lot of posts about Elf on the Shelf and all the shenanigans he gets into, or he gets into.
The elf. I think it's supposedly supposed to be a male elf, and then I think there's also a female elf on the shelf as well. Is there a female elf name?
Elfina?
Like, Elfina, perhaps?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up now. But a tradition we also had, and it had come from Germany, and Denmark, I think, that came with and my grandparents, and it was really hard for me to track this down. But I think so. My grandma grew up right on the Danish border, like in northern Germany, and it had been part of Denmark at one time.
Yeah.
And it's putting your shoe out for Santa. And that's so during Advent, which takes up most of December in some religions, Advent is kind of like that countdown to Christmas.
4 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah. And so apparently, I think the original one, kids would put out their shoe every single night, but we would do it like on say Saturday night. So that's how I did it then with my kids, was Saturday night. So Sunday morning they had some new little toy or something to play with to keep them quiet in church that day. So, and if you're bad, you got a Kleenex, or you got like
coal.
We didn't have coal, but
rocks.
Yeah, rocks, or something like that. And it was rare, but if you'd earned that, that's what you got, right? Yeah. So that was another tradition that was
there's that goes with that is St. Nicholas with the shoe. So on the feast of St. Nicholas, which is December 6th, it is said that you do the same thing. You take a shoe and you stick it outside of, I guess, like your bedroom, and then you get little goodies inside of it, is the tradition. So like St. Nicholas came, and so that's, predecessor to Christmas Day, but it starts kind of like the excitement of like, oh, it's coming. And, and then just like to remember charity and the gift giving and what are we really doing it for? And then also the humility, because the shoes represent more of the humility of the season, and going like, what if you didn't get anything in your shoe? What if, to think on that end of it as well. So it kind of mentally prepares you of like, okay, have I actually, been good through the year to receive or whatever? I know it's kind of actually bad to think on that end of like the good or bads of that. But, well, I want to get into that. But first, the Elf on the Shelf, just super quick, was from a family tradition started by Carol Abersold in 1974, where an elf named Frisbee would watch over her children and report to Santa Claus. This tradition was later turned into a book, The Elf on the Shelf, a Christmas tradition, co-written by Abersold and her daughter, Chandra Bell, and that was published in 2005, which popularized the concept of the Scout Elves, which became Elf on the Shelf. So there you go. So goods and bads.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we think of the whole, good and bad through the year? Should we be
kids earning the stuff from Santa, you mean, or the shift like you mentioned with charity, and considering that not everybody's getting, the same things. Some may get very little. I know a friend of mine mentioned that she was helping at, I believe it was a mission orphanage or something like that in, I want to say Paraguay, South America, somewhere. And for Christmas, the staff or these volunteers got together and bought, like the kids didn't have anything for toys really of anything. They bought them a soccer ball that was shared amongst all the kids. And those kids, she said, I haven't seen that kind of gratitude and excitement on our Christmases mornings, that the way it just blew their mind. Like they were so excited. And I think we tend to feel like quantity is so important, and are there enough trees? Are they overflowing underneath? Does everybody get equal amounts? And in my parents' generation, I think I could safely say that fresh fruit, like getting oranges at Christmas, was really a special gift, because it wasn't easy to get. It was a special treat, and you really appreciated it because there wasn't just this overflow of too much.
Right. Yeah. Because I think, kids are going to school these days, and then it's like, well, oh, they're going to be talking about what they get for gifts. What did you get for Christmas? What did you get? What'd you get? It's like that competition all the time. But then there's going to be those families that can't afford those big luxury, big ticket items like Xboxes and PlayStations and the latest and greatest of things. So, it's almost like a shameful way to have a Christmas for these kids. So I think it's one of those situations where it's like you have to let them know that, you know, I don't know, they should be teaching it, or the teachers in the classroom should maybe, you know, say each person is special in themselves. What did they get? Really doesn't even matter. I don't know, like there's got to be a conversation, I think, around it, because I think kids actually get almost bullied in a way, or they feel shameful because they didn't get the latest and greatest stuff.
I think it starts at home, and yes, the teachers could reinforce that, but it's something, it's a value that they learn from home. And maybe if they have more intention behind the gift, which many families do, and it's an experience that they have, or it's like a practical gift, you know, the child has interest in doodling and art, say. So then you put together a really nice art kit where they can be creative. And maybe there's some pieces in there that are unique and they can experiment with those, or different mediums, and maybe include a one-time workshop or some classes in. Maybe it's they want a guitar and then you throw in some classes, or you find a used one, or whatever it might be. And that becomes something more that they enjoy. And I don't remember if we talked about this on the gifting show, or if it was a conversation I had with a friend of mine, that I'd seen some parents, they were in their car and they just turned on their camera and they said to the kids in the back seat, "What are the top 3 things you remember us giving you for Christmas?"
Yeah, it was during our gifting show.
Okay. And they're like,
I don't remember.
I don't know. I can't remember. Like nothing came up. And they said, "What are the top 3 things that we did together that you remember from this year?" And they had lots of suggestions, lots of ideas.
They remembered their trips and stuff. Yeah. So not necessarily the gift in itself, but the experiences could be something as well. Because again, I just wanted to mention like the naughty nice thing of like, well, just because they don't get a gift doesn't mean like they've been naughty. There's other gifts that could be taken in its place. That could be an experience or something a little bit different if you can't afford those big ticket items. I'm actually going to be talking again a little bit about this on my show on Saturday. I actually have a financial advisor coming on, and we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, the spending stuff, because it can get outrageous.
Yeah.
Right. So ideally you could like say you have enough money that you could buy everyone an Xbox, but would you take that money and use it for that? Or would you go and use it for an experience? You know, I would kind of be like, okay, put up your hand if you want an experience. Put up your hand if you want a gaming system, right? Be like, what's more valuable, right?
I think that can apply to parties. And maybe some years or every year it could turn into a vote, and you ask in the office, who would prefer that we give you a Christmas bonus instead of the expense of a party?
Yeah. And do you give out gifts during parties too? Do you have door prizes? Do you have table little crackers and things like that? Because we talked about the crackers, you know, that could be like individual little gifts around the table. So there's many ways to amp up a party if you want to go into the gifts. I know one of my kids, they had their Christmas party for work, and they did a fun casino, and they got to like make all their money at the tables and do the things. And then it was like Chuck E. Cheese. You could take your money in and you can get an item with it, like a real fun. They could buy something like as if it was real money. So they had some quite cool prizes. So I thought that was pretty cool for a Christmas party. That's another thing too, is do you prefer a sit down dinner party? Like it's so fancy with your little geeses and your mandarin oranges and your special silverware that you stole from the White House, you know, or, you know, string quartet in the corner? Or do you prefer something a little more rowdy? Or do you prefer something interactive and fun that you can do?
I would much prefer games night or bowling or, you know, darts, or like something where there's an activity instead of the focus of just sitting at a table and you're looking across at people and you feel that pressure to have conversation and all that, right? Like I'd rather be doing something where you can be active and interacting with people, and you're mixing amongst, you're having fun, there's laughter, you don't have to be great at it to have fun.
Yeah.
That for me would be
Oh
more.
my goodness. The
Yeah.
awkward conversation is very horrible. I've been in rooms with the awkward conversation, regardless party or not, and you're just like, I don't know what the hell to say. Like, I don't even like this person. And or they're not like, you have nothing in common with them to even strike a conversation. And you're like, I've got nothing. Like,
right?
I can't even chat GPT my way out of this motherfucker. Like, I can't. Like, here you go. Here's your eggnog and rum. Have a nice day. We'll talk later.
Okay, you just inspired a couple more suggestions I have for behavior at a party. One is just sitting somewhere checking out and in your phone. The other one is being in people's faces or taking a bunch of pictures and videos that maybe that aren't and then you're posting stuff that's stupid.
There's got to be an etiquette of like Christmas party posting stuff. Because I know, like, okay, so there's parties, like we've been to networking events where they actually have the photo booth.
Yep.
And they'll be like, yep, tag us on social media, have your fun, whatever. And those are really super cool and fun. I love those. Like, and they give you little props and everything. You can hold up things and just go for it and have fun. Other people take random stuff and you look like shit. And you're like, pretending to be goofy, and they take that picture and it ends up, and it's like, well, I don't want to have that persona because that's not really, what I represent or whatever. Or it's like the total bad side, whatever. And it's just like, people don't ask always for permission to post pictures of things these days because it's like, okay, office party, hashtag, Christmas party 2026 or 2025, I guess we're still in. So, it's like, why did you post that? And that can cause a lot of conflict in the workplace because you're like, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. Like, you are behaving badly and you walk in and it's like, yeah, I saw your ass all over the internet last night.
Yeah. Yeah. Or who was that you were
with?
Like, your tongue was down their throat.
Making out during a Christmas party. Yay or nay?
Awkward. Nay. Unless it's who you brought to the party. And even then, keep it.
And don't shove your tongue down your boss's throat.
Keep it. Never. Keep it, like
PG?
Yeah,
13,
keep it.
Or
keep it PG at least. Like, be considerate. People don't need to see that shit. Like, but I have nothing wrong with PDA. That's, different. Public displays of affection. I think I love it. Like, it shows that they are claiming that person, saying like, I'm with this person, I love them, and they look beautiful, or they're funny, or I'm enjoying my time, and that's great. Give them a kiss, give them a hug, pinch their ass. Like, I don't care. If they're okay with that, and that's who you like, that's who you're with.
All over, down each other's shirts, and
it's like, y'all get out of place. There's a time. Yeah, get a room and not mine.
That's when I draw the line.
Yeah.
Do not take cookie batter into the bedroom.
Yeah.
No.
And
if Frank's in the closet and trying on things and you're in there, no.
Awkward.
Right? Oh my goodness. No, not a fun thing at all. So those are, I would think, some good restrictions to when you're partying is be responsible, kind of feel the room, what's going on, and be respectable. If you're coming with someone, keep it cool, man. Keep it cool. And if the other person drinks and gets a little out of hand, maybe limit the alcohol.
Well, out. That goes, help with that and help monitor them a little bit too, or just don't bring them in the first place because it's going to cramp your style and harsh your mellow, and it's not going to be
Harsh or mellow.
harsh your mellow. It's not going to be as much fun. Okay, how about hostess gifts?
Hostess with the
What's kind of your
mostest.
go-to for going to Christmas parties and showing up with a gift? What are some ideas that we could suggest?
Gifties. Well, you mentioned it earlier, flowers. Now, flowers are also very personable. So you have to make sure that the host, the person receiving, is not allergic to flowers, you know, and tasteful. Because sometimes you may not want to get roses.
Well, my suggestion is not things like lilies that are highly scented. And for Christmas, there are some beautiful greenery with cedar, pine.
Yeah.
Just something that looks a little bit festive, maybe has some red accent berries and some holly, I don't know, something like that. And it's pretty, it'll last a long time, and it is seasonal, and it isn't going to be highly scented that is unpleasant. I think those types of arrangements.
And maybe not something really big. Like, don't get a whole ass one that you would get from like the superstore that would go in like the front person's step.
Yeah.
Maybe keep it to a minimum of, let's say 10 inches. Like, let's go. Like,
well, there's even fun little ornaments that you can get that don't even have to be very expensive. You can find neat things at some of these stores, like from Walmart, Yisk, Winners. Many of these stores, it doesn't have to be a ton of money, but it's thoughtful. It could be a candle or a journal for the new year, a calendar,
amazing candles,
or a mug, a fun mug with mix, just something like that, even, or a little Christmas ornament, and they'll think about you when they take it out to decorate again the next year, or they can regift it.
Yeah, bottles of wine as well.
Yeah,
can be very thoughtful, and even if they don't open the wine up for that party and they just have it for later is good too. Champagne. You don't have to spend a lot of money. There's always, just the general $20 bottles out there that are really good. So don't think that you have to spend so much money on, unless you want to get a $500 bottle of wine. I mean, I'm not going to say no, but I'm not a big drinker, so I wouldn't maybe even crack that open for a while. So
I think another thing that is a great gift, and it kind of goes back to some of the gifts that I mentioned that have been personal, is to consider the hostess, whoever has invited you, and what is something that maybe is unique that they like, and gift around that. And again, it doesn't have to be super expensive.
Yeah.
But if you show up with something that isn't just a general go-to gift, but that, like, I love black licorice. If someone showed up, say, with Zambuca or black licorice tea or a little collection of or marzipan I love, like, do they know that? Or they know I like gnomes? Maybe the little ornament is one of those little Nisei that are like the little gnome looking dudes, or they've done something that they know you will especially appreciate because they've thought of you specifically.
Right. I would say lean back on big host things, such as things for their door, like a wreath or something. Unless you know specifically that that's something that they've wanted for a while. Like maybe, say Deena's hosting a party and I know she likes the gnomes and I want to get her a gnome wreath for her front door. Like, that's different. But if you're like one of those persons that's like, oh, I don't even know what to get this hostess, and you're just running to Walmart to grab the last, cheese tray for the party, and you just see this gigantic Christmas thing just sitting there going, oh, this will make a good hostess. Chances are it won't. It won't make a good gift. Like, be tasteful. Because sometimes just something that, even it's even hard to say, but I was even going to say something like, you could personalize something if you know them. So there's got to be like that limit of, you really got to know them, right? You can't just pick a gaudy gift and be like, okay, good luck. Be tasteful on the gift that you know that they can reuse. sometimes it's nice to get the flowers and stuff too, because you're thinking of them. Yeah, it will probably end up in the garbage, but that helps during the party to actually decorate, because you're putting that intention into that. But then they can keep it for a little while after as well. So yeah,
And
and
of course,
sometimes
chocolates are good.
chocolates are good. Yeah,
I think also that be considerate. Some people do it with a competitive angle, but not always. Sometimes they just have so much appreciation for the invitation, or they're just super generous. And don't go overboard and make it feel unbalanced, or feel like the person is going to feel obligated to reciprocate because they are like, oh my God, like I know how much this particular bottle of wine costs. And that's fine if that's what you want your relationship with that person. And is it going to put them in a position where they feel it was overboard?
Or you get into like one of those things where it's like you're outdoing the other person all the time.
Right.
Every time you see them, it's like, oh, now I have to get something because I have to outdo that.
And that's not true gifting.
No. That's the competitive edge. And as though, movies that have made those like as a theme for their movie, it's funny because they're outdoing each other and it gets bigger and outrageous. But yeah, be mindful of what you're doing. And it's really, truly, honestly, just a thought. You could even get, like, if they read a lot, you can get a cute little bookmark. It could be a little Christmas bookmark or
something handmade.
Just a handmade thank you card are amazing too. Just something just saying, thank you for putting this on. Hugs are good too if they're a hugger.
There's certain things that I'll make at Christmas that are labor intensive, say candy making, that kind of thing. And if you know that they've enjoyed that in the past, and maybe they've even asked you for the recipe and realize how labor intensive it is, something special like that can have a lot more meaning than a $200 bottle of wine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We just did a birthday gathering last week, and one of my sisters made this fabulous cheesecake, and I was like, there we go. That's the gift right there that keeps on giving. And we're all like, give us your recipe, because it was really good. So that could even be a great gift for a hostess that enjoys cheesecake. And you don't have to make a big extravagant one. You can make just a small one.
Or mini ones.
The recipe. The mini ones. Yeah, those are
How about ones with coconut, Cari?
Absolutely.
You're the queen of coconut.
Listen here. No lie. I went to Cheesecake Cafe for our ghost tour. Okay. Going back to that.
Do tell.
The night. So we went to the Cheesecake Cafe for dinner beforehand. And I was like, okay, this is like right on the cusp of pumpkin cheesecake coming in. Okay. It was like on the menu at the front when you walk in to the Cheesecake Cafe. It was like, okay, these are our goodies. But they're like, no, it's not until next week. And I was like, I wanted to come here right for that. But luckily, they had this coconut cheesecake.
No.
I know, actually, it was to die for. It really was. It was
it sounds
so
amazing.
good. And it's just the way it was whipped and the coconut was in there. It was like a coconut cream pie, but cheesecake. Like it was. And they have like a really good key lime pie cheesecake flavored. Like it's really good. I do suggest it. So, but yeah, I'm still thinking I might bring some coconut to our family Christmas. I don't think my mom's.
You're going to.
I just gotta something.
Well, we wish everyone fantastically fun and festive holiday parties wherever you might find you, whether it's through work, with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family, or just with yourself.
Yeah,
you can have a solo party.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Ooh. Karaoke. You could do that too.
Oh, we should do that one time. Maybe. I don't like the Shifty songs somehow. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. But yeah, I thank you, Deena, for all the shows this year. This is the last show for this year. So
it is.
Yeah, we're gonna party our way on out of here, but
Well, let's just
yeah.
end with a few bars of "We wish you a Merry Christmas."
But do we?
We've given everybody a heads up. And we're not in North Carolina, so if we're off key,
You can't
suck it up.
arrest us. All
We
right.
wish
We
you
wish
a Merry
you a Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy, happy
Happy
New
New Year.
Year.
Toodles.